Major Hollow Knight oversights.
Oh, hi! I was just about to go get Crystal Dash. You can join me if you want. Man, this section always looks so dangerous. Good thing I know the intended path. Hop! Easy enough. And 3, 2, 1, there we go. Oh no, I forgot what you're supposed to do here. Oh, yeah, that's right. Perfect. And then it's just a few more dashes before we get to safety. Ta-da! Hello, and welcome back. If you don't know me, I'm Holland, or perhaps more informatively, the guy who complains about charms, complains about bosses, and complains about how broken Hollow Knight is without any amount of over-exaggeration. So let me tell you a bit of a crazy story. I was over near Isma's Grove the other day and wanted to stop by to hear how she was doing. You know, being stuck in a plant and all. But then it dawned on me, I had completely forgotten to hit Ogrim's lever. Man, that always happens. Anyway, that meant I had to use the back entrance. Dang it. Well, that sure was painful. Anyway, when I finally made it inside, I said hello to Isma and asked her if... Ow! How rude! Man, that giant pufferfish really wanted to be in the video, I guess. I'll let it slide this time, big guy, because I'm clearly moving when I'm not supposed to. We'll consider that an oversight for the road. Regardless, I had finally made it to the exit, hoping to leave without trouble. But then, this happened. Yep, that was the day I discovered that I could breathe under acid, I guess. I could also cast spells under acid, which for some reason made me want to pretend I was no longer swimming. I was in a bit of a strange mood, I guess. 2 oversights for the price of 1. Pretty impressive, but I wasn't quite done here. When I finally made it to the top end of the acid pool, breathing in fresh air again, I found a 3rd oversight. Swimming to the edge of the pool submerged me slightly under acid. You can look at my eyes there, I'm clearly more submerged after hugging the wall. 3 oversights in this area alone. And don't you touch that dial now, we're just getting started. Hey, by the way, this isn't really an oversight, but have you ever been in this room before? See, I don't know if it's a bug on my end or what, but look at what happens when I go inside. See, it's just a giant red box reading, oh, I get it now. It's a subscribe plug. That's really not very clever, Holland. But yeah, I guess you should subscribe if you want more juicy oversights. Anyway, no more stalling. Let's give the people what they came for. Are you tired of fighting?
No.
Need a break from your heroic adventures?
Not really.
Do you look around this hostile world and miss just doing something fun?
Like, who is this guy?
Well, fret no more, because we have just opened our brand new attraction in the Howling Cliffs. Crystal Surfing. Tell the kids, get the wife, grab your crystal heart gadget from that old decrepit excavation machine and come join us. It's fun for the whole family. Man, I am having way too much fun making these videos lately. Anyway, you know how the winds at Howling Cliffs push you away when you try to exit the world? Well, that pushing effect, it stops pretty quickly unless you charge up a crystal dash, in which case you'll just keep sliding to the ends of the earth. Well, until you hit an obstacle. Oh, hi there. Just a second. I'm trying to find out which one of these bees is being sassy with me. There we go. Come on, fellas. I got the angry ones out of here. Now be kind and say hello to the viewer, okay? Oh, I think he's curious about how to domesticate you fellas. Well, it's simple, really. I think the only reason the bees are ever prone to hurt you is because they're upset about these weirdos carrying their hives around like jackets. So the first few out of the hive are understandably rather cross, but if you just keep swatting the angry ones, the rest will eventually learn to trust you. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, given how you just treated their brethren, but hey, now we're all friends. Come on, beelings, let's go on an adventure. La la la. Oh no, it's a big bad bee. Come on, fellas, I know we can get him. Yeah, woohoo! We could make a mighty fine children's TV show, fellas. Anyway, I gotta walk my bees. See you later. You wanna see a cool trick? Okay, but I have to do it in a very specific place. It's where I've been practicing. Let's navigate from this top bench. It's about 2 rooms below us. You go down here, and then we go here. Alright, you ready? Ta-da! It hurts a little bit, but not enough to make me respawn. I bet you could do it too. Okay, so I know you're not supposed to pick on those who are smaller than you, but if you think about it, these weird creatures are always trying to convince you that they're oh so big and mighty, so I think it's really okay in this case. Haha, you're stuck now. Too bad. Oh, poor guy. Oh man, I'm so terrified of this next boss. I really hope he doesn't frighten me. Here it comes. Ah! So bad. Okay. Oh my goodness, he almost blew me out of the arena. Oh, what's that? Oh, it was the Cyclone Slash. Well, that's an oversight for my video then. What am I talking about? Okay, just go to the next oversight. My god. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is Holland finally gonna stop playing these stupid characters? Yes, he is, for now at least. Now I want to talk about this room in Crossroads. At first glance, it seems pretty inconspicuous. To the untrained observer, it just looks like a simple challenge room that rewards you with a grub if you've learned how to pogo on spikes. But believe it or not, this room alone has 3 oversights, at least arguably so. Okay, so first, look at the rightmost rock. When I stand still, it looks pretty normal, but when I start walking, notice how the spikes on top don't change perspective, but the rock itself does? It might take you a second to see, but once you do, it's clear that the rock has some sort of parallax scrolling while the spikes don't. It looks a little weird. And then there's the fact that the side spikes and the top spikes, they act differently when you walk for some reason. Focus your eyes on one of the spike rocks, then look at what happens when I start walking. The top spikes experience a ton of motion blur, while the side spikes remain completely unaffected. And finally, you're never gonna unsee this one, so be warned. There's the simple fact that these spike blocks make no sense when you just look at them. I mean, seriously, the spikes themselves are blatantly cutting off the middle stone texture, which looks like it's just been pasted on the side of the rock for good measure. It's funny just how many small inconsistencies, I mean major Hollow Knight oversights, you start to notice just by looking closer at objects in the environment. If you haven't watched the first 2 episodes, I've linked a playlist down below, you should definitely go check them out. Moreover, if you watched all 3 and still have an oversight that you haven't seen me cover, please write it down in the comments and I might include it in a future video. Anyway, in the last episode, I showed you how you could use Dreamshield to defeat the Vengefly King without waking him up, which had some strange consequences. It was pointed out to me that this might be doable with other bosses such as Crystal Guardian. Didn't find much luck there, but you can do it with Grossmother if you take a different path to Dreamshield than I did. And it's pretty funny what happens. The exit gate just kind of doesn't open, and you've trapped Sly in the village until you find a way to cross the blue lake and enter through the secret path above Salubra. So this one is really not worth it. If you know of any other bosses that don't wake up when pricked with Dreamshield, let me know. Another thing we talked about last time were elevators and how weird they are. But elevators, they're so last year. Nowadays, it's all about breaking the game with lifts. Actually, that's not true at all. It's quite the reverse. That's because, sadly, the oversight I'll show you in a minute seems to have been patched out at some point, and I could only get it to work by going back to a previous version of the game. Maybe I shouldn't mind so much exploring older oversights, because it seems like there are a lot of really cool ones, but I definitely want to preface this one by saying this is not currently a Hollow Knight oversight. It has been fixed. All my other oversights are legit, but this one Team Cherry deserved praise for actually fixing. Just wanted to make that clear. Anyway, here's the oversight. I use this lift in Lurian's tower to go down, then hug the right wall just as we get to one of these statues, and if I get lucky, this is what happens. The game still thinks I'm in the elevator and so wants to transport me downwards. Pretty dang cool, but here's something even cooler. If I recall the elevator, the game now thinks I'm going up, and so I can make these huge leaps into the air. Man, I kinda wish this were still in the game. Now we've got a whole slew of oversights surrounding the Soul Master. I covered him in the last episode too, but it turns out he was hiding so many more quirks than I gave him credit for. Hold on, oh, never mind, I'm sorry, this video is already getting too long. That's a shame, I still have so many more things I want to talk about. Well, I guess you just have to subscribe so I'll know you want more. Don't want to keep boring you anyway if you don't think it's fun to poke holes in Hollow Knight. I know I do. Again, if you know about any cool oversights that I didn't cover in this episode or in either of the first two, please share them down below. You might even get lucky enough to have it included in the video and inspire me to invent a geeky character to narrate your oversight. Oh, one can only hope, eh? Anyway, my name is Holland. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.